I'd love to get your thought about it here. If I sat down for a long-form in-person conversation with the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, would you potentially want to call in for a few minutes to join in on a conversation with him, moderated, translated by me?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to do that.
You've shown interest in the Russian language. Is this grounded in your interest in history of linguistics, culture, general curiosity?
I think it sounds cool.
Sounds cool, not looks cool. So,
well, it takes a moment to read Cyrillic. Once you know what the Cyrillic characters stand for, actually, then reading Russian becomes a lot easier because there are a lot of words that are actually the same. Like bank is bank.
Mm-hmm. So find the words that are exactly the same, and now you start to understand Cyrillic. Yeah.
If you can sound it out, then it's much. There's at least some commonality of words.
What about the culture? You love great engineering, physics. There's a tradition of the sciences there.
Sure.
If you look at the 20th century from rocketry, so some of the greatest rockets, some of the space exploration has been done in the former Soviet Union.
Yeah.
So do you draw inspiration from that history, just how this culture that in many ways, one of the sad things is because of the language, a lot of it is lost to history because it's not translated, all those kinds of, because it is in some ways an isolated culture. It flourishes within its borders.
Yeah.
So do you draw inspiration from those folks, from the history of science and engineering there?
The Soviet Union, Russia, and Ukraine as well, and have a really strong history in spaceflight. Like some of the most advanced and impressive things in history were done, by the Soviet Union. One cannot help but admire the impressive rocket technology that was developed. After the sort of fall of the Soviet Union, there's much less that happened, but still things are happening, but it's not quite at the frenetic pace that was happening before the Soviet Union kind of dissolved into separate republics.
Yeah, there's Roscosmos, the Russian agency. I look forward to a time when those countries with China are working together. The United States are all working together. Maybe a little bit of friendly competition, but
I think friendly competition is good. Governments are slow, and the only thing slower than one government is a collection of governments. So,
yeah,
the Olympics would be boring if everyone just crossed the finishing line at the same time.
Yeah,
nobody would watch.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't try hard to run fast and stuff. So I think friendly competition is a good thing.
This is also a good place to give a shout out to a video titled "The Entire Soviet Rocket Engine Family Tree" by Tim Dodd, aka Everyday Astronaut. It's like an hour and a half. It gives the full history of Soviet rockets. Mm-hmm. And people should definitely go check out and support Tim in general. That guy is super excited about the future, super excited about spaceflight. Every time I see anything by him, I just have a stupid smile on my face because he's so excited about stuff.
Yeah,
I love people like
Tim
that.
Dodd is really great. If you're interested in anything to do with space, he's, in terms of explaining rocket technology to your average person, he's awesome. The best, I'd say. And I should say, part of the reason, I switched us from, Raptor at one point was going to be a hydrogen engine, but hydrogen has a lot of challenges. It's very low density. It's a deep cryogen, so it's only liquid at a very close to absolute zero. It requires a lot of insulation. It's so there's a lot of challenges there. And I was actually reading a bit about Russian rocket engine development, and at least the impression I had was that or Soviet Union, Russia, and Ukraine primarily were actually in the process of switching to methalox. And there was some interesting test stand data for ISP, like they were able to get like up to like a 380 second ISP with the Methalox engine, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's actually really impressive. So, I think you could actually get a much lower cost, like in optimizing cost per ton to orbit, cost per ton to Mars. I think methane oxygen is the way to go. And I was partly inspired by the Russian work on the test stands with Methalox engines.